Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan here on Sunday, the 27th of September. So glad you can join me here for a few moments as I recap the early games of this Sunday, which would be the 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time games. We have plenty of really good matchups. Wanted to provide some insight and just a commentary on some of these games. If you do like the content of this particular video, please go right ahead and like and even subscribe below, and that would be awesome actually if you did that. And you can also hit that notification bell for future videos as well. One quick announcement: you can also now find my podcast on various platforms under the same exact title name, Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. So guys, let's get into the details of what happened today so far as the 4 p.m. Eastern games are going on right now. A couple of good matchups there, but I had two that were on my local feed, or my local stations here. Since Dolphins already played on Thursday night, I'm in the Miami Dolphin media market. We had the Rams and the Bills. What an amazing game. And I'll tell you what, if there were just two main titles so far of this Sunday, I think there were about seven, for these 7 games that have been played so far, I would say great matchups would be the first headline. And the second headline, which really you could flip-flop the importance or what you think would be more important, or the bigger headline would be some really good running performances from the running back position. Some great rushing performances, as I'll get into in a second. So I'm going to move a little bit fast, guys, because it's a fair amount of information here to cover. As I was beginning to say, the Los Angeles Rams were down 28-3 in Buffalo to the Bills and come from behind to eventually take a 32-28 lead, score 29 unanswered points, only to lose in the closing seconds, 35-32. On a Josh Allen touchdown pass, his 4th of the day. Josh Allen was amazing, 24 for 33, 311 yards and 4 touchdowns versus only 1 interception. Great quarterback matchup as Jared Goff would complete 23 out of 32 for 322 yards. Both these quarterbacks were over 300 yards. Goff throwing 2 touchdowns and an interception. The Rams may have found something, though, in their running game with Darrell Henderson Jr. rushing for 114 yards on 20 carries and a touchdown. He looked really good. Plenty of volume for him. Plenty of nice runs, particularly right up the middle. I was watching, saw a decent part of that game. I'll tell you what, no one really lost. I mean, I know the Rams lost this game. Rams are going to be tough this year. They have a really good team. Bills off to a great start, 3-0, and you just can't say enough of Josh Allen so far this year. Even though he did have an unsportsmanlike conduct, I mean, he argued because he was in the pocket, he got horse-collared. Apparently, they don't call that if the quarterback's in the pocket, which actually you don't hear that much though. So I could see his frustration. And then he did get called for a face mask penalty on that last drive. He clearly did face mask the defender, but anyway, played a great game. Bills win that one. Cleveland Browns would defeat the Washington football team 34-20. Baker Mayfield 156 yards throwing and 2 touchdowns. Dwayne Haskins would have 224 yards through the air for Washington and 2 touchdowns, but Haskins was intercepted 3 times. The big story here was Nick Chubb, 19 carries, 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb's definitely a top 5 running back in my humble opinion. He probably even goes top 3. You can make the argument for top 3 for Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt added 46 yards on the ground on 16 carries. So the ground and pound Browns, maybe that's a new name for them. The ground and pound Browns rushed for over 150 yards with their 2 main running backs of Chubb and Kareem Hunt. The Tennessee Titans with a 31-30 victory over the now 0-3 Kirk Cousins led Minnesota Vikings. What happened to the Vikings, guys? They were a really good team, and they acquired not too long ago, a few short years ago, a really good quarterback in Kirk Cousins. You add a really good quarterback. Kirk Cousins was good on Washington. He was good. To a really good existing team in Minnesota. Who would have thought the 0-3 start? I mean, I would really have to dissect that one a little bit further to get an understanding of why and how the Vikings have now started 0-3. But anyway, Tennessee was led by Ryan Tannehill, familiar name for you Dolphin fans out there. 23 out of 37. He had a really good game throwing the football, 321 yards. Did not throw a touchdown. Was intercepted once. This is a game that featured 6 field goals by Steven Gostkowski. Great job there. He kicked 6 field goals. Both Titan touchdowns were on the ground. And that was by Derrick Henry, who had another. So this is another 100-yard performance by a running back on this Sunday already. Derrick Henry, 119 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns on 26 carries. So far, what do we got? Henderson over 100. Chubb goes over 100. Derrick Henry goes over 100. In other games, the 49ers absolutely pounded the New York Giants 36-9. The Pittsburgh Steelers, with a nice win, off to a good start this year, are the Steelers. Beat a good team in the Houston Texans 28-21. Ben Roethlisberger in this one, 237 yards throwing and 2 touchdowns. Ben is back. He's healthy. Steelers looking good so far this year. And we have another 100-yard running back today in James Conner, who had missed the very beginning part of the season, bounces back strong today with 109 yards rushing the football on 19 carries. He did run for a touchdown as well. The New England Patriots would defeat I almost said Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders by a score of 36-20. Get used to that one, guys. The Las Vegas Raiders. I like it. Why not? Las Vegas has a football team. More power to them. That's awesome. They would defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 36-20. And in this one, Mr. Sony Michel, only 9 carries, but 117 yards on the ground. Another 100-yard rushing performance. This one was also on my local TV here, on a local channel I have. So basically on this one, guys, I was watching a little bit of it, but I must say, once I got involved in that Bill game, there was really no turning back. Once I started to see the Rams come back, and I'm like, ooh, this could be interesting. I really didn't watch the conclusion of New England and the Raiders. New England had control of this game. Actually, we're up 36-13 late. The Raiders would score a late touchdown to make it somewhat respectable, 36-20. It was pretty close in the first half. I mean, Raiders came in with this smash mouth, we're going to run the football type of attitude. And I'll tell you what, it worked at first, but you're not going to win it's going to be tough to beat New England in the smash mouth marathon of a 60-minute football game, and the Raiders just didn't quite have it as far as matching up with New England. New England's going to be tough again. I mean, I hate to say it, Doll fans out there, and maybe even Bill fans if you're watching. I mean, Patriots are going to be really tough again. Cam is just kind of playing with it within himself. He's not looking to throw for 300, 400 yards to win a game. He may have to do that in a couple of games. But really, this is a smash mouth ground and pound. We're gonna beat you with our defense type team. Patriot teams of the past 10, 15 years, what are we used to? They try to beat you 35-24. Not this year. This year they want to beat you 17-10. Even though this was a little bit higher scoring and Patriots scored 36 points, they do a great job running the football. Again, they run the football very well, and it's running back by committee, as we all know. Keep in mind, Michel, even though he had over 100 yards, he did that on only 9 carries. It's a tremendous job by him. The Patriots move to 2-1. The Raiders fall to 2-1. Raiders still a good team though. They'll be heard from this year. All right. Last but not least, guys, I have to end this on a happy and sour note, depending on which team you would like in this matchup or which team you root for. The Chicago Bears are now 3-0 with a come-from-behind victory against the now 0-3. That's right, 0-3 Atlanta Falcons. What is going on, guys? I thought this would be the bounce-back year for the Falcons. They had this one. They were up 26-10 at one point, right? And then they go to the bonus coverage, okay, after the game. One of the early games I'm watching here, I believe it was Rams and Bills. They go to bonus coverage of the Chicago-Atlanta game, and it's like Atlanta has the ball. They still have a 3-point lead, okay? They still have a 3-point lead. It's 26-23 at this point. And they turn it over, and Matt Ryan gets interception, who's playing pretty well all game. Matt Ryan so far this year he's been putting up good numbers, just not getting it done in big spots. And, you know, guys, I'm thinking about it. I can't remember which game actually cut to the Atlanta Bears game, but all I remember is that all of a sudden that game was heating up and they went to it for bonus coverage. And Atlanta, you would think, had the game won. Nick Foles comes in relief in this one, goes 16 for 29. In relief of Mitchell Trubisky, goes 16 of 29, 188 yards. Nick Foles would throw for 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Maybe quarterback, great job at the quarterback position by Nick Foles. We know what he can do. Remember him with the Eagles a few years ago, winning a Super Bowl. But I got to tell you guys, if there's a team that just can't close it out, I mean, and then they blew a lead the week before. It's the Atlanta Falcons. Can't close these games out. You got to figure it out, Falcons. You got to, I mean, you're better than this. Falcons are better than 0-3, I'm sorry. And you would think the Minnesota Vikings. Guys, what's going on here? One other takeaway, you know, the Titans are proving, you know, that last year wasn't a fluke when they made that big run in the playoffs. Titans look pretty good. Derrick Henry, man, I tell you what, Derrick Henry is a heck of a player. You know, today 119 yards on the ground, two more touchdowns for him. He is something else. He's a heck of a running back. And it's funny how all these years, if you're a fantasy football fan like I am, you know, I play fantasy football for fun. Remember back in the early days of fantasy football, it was running back dominated. It's almost like we've come full circle, and now we're seeing the running backs reemerge as the stars of the league. Just thought I would throw that one in. We could talk about that some other time, guys. For now, enjoy the rest of the games. I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to catch me on my podcast. Go ahead, hit that bell, that notification bell. Hit the like button if you feel the need to do so. I will see you next time. Let's go watch the rest of these games. Let's watch some Sunday Night Football. Let's watch some Monday Night Football as well. That'll be a good one. So I will talk to you soon, guys. Monday night is Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one. Sunday night will be a good one too, guys. Sunday night will be nice too. Those Saints are tough, though, I tell you. But I'll talk to you real soon, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.